Pixel phones have never been about big numbers on the spec sheet, and that is more true than ever with the Pixel 11 series. On paper, it is an incremental upgrade at best. Minor improvements to the chipset, a new camera sensor, faster wireless charging, and a higher price tag. But as soon as I started using it, the feeling was different. Pixel 11 is more than just numbers on a spec sheet. Let me explain. Alright, hey guys, Harsh here and welcome back to the channel. I'm very excited today because I am finally talking about the Google Pixel 11. You've seen the intro, title, thumbnail, and you know where this video is headed towards. Pixel 11 is definitely more than the spec sheet. So I got the Pixel 11 yesterday. I unboxed it with my wife. By the way, if you haven't watched that video yet, you should highly do so. It's a short form video uploaded on this channel and on Instagram as well. But anyway, then I completed the setup, installed all my apps, started using the phone, and realized that the Pixel 11 is more than what the spec sheet says. And let's start by talking about what is actually new with the Pixel 11 as compared to the Pixel 10. Now before I do that, I do have both the phones here, Pixel 11 Pro and the base Pixel 11, but this video is dedicated to the base Pixel 11 because I think most people are interested in this. And I also want to say that I am planning to do a proper day in the life video with the Pixel 11, but I need some more time with this phone to gather my thoughts and then make that video. I don't want to rush into it. It's just been like 24 hours since I'm using the Pixel 11, so this is more of like an impressions video. Anyway, let's get to the first question, that is what's new with the Pixel 11. The dimensions and in-hand feel are very similar to Pixel 10, but the camera module is significantly slimmer as compared to last year, and this definitely is a welcome upgrade. They should also do that for the Pixel 11 Pro. Now if I talk about the weight, the phone is actually 7 grams lighter, but in real life I did not notice a huge difference in terms of the in-hand feel. It is similar to that of the Pixel 10, and I mean it in a good way. This is a very comfortable phone to use, not big and bulky. Then comes the main difference, that is a new processor, Tensor G6. Now Tensor G6 is technically a new processor, but on paper if you compare it with Tensor G5, the upgrades are very minor. Not a lot of CPU and GPU gains, it is very similar to G5 in that aspect, but there is an upgrade in terms of on-device AI compute. So the TPU is better. I think the number is up to 50% improvement for on-device AI compute. Anyway, moving on to what's new, we have a new camera sensor, that primary one. Finally. So it is a 48 megapixel sensor, but the sensor size is bigger. Now it is a 1/1.56 inch sensor, which means in theory it will let more light in and better photos and videos. As far as my initial impressions go, the primary camera does seem to be better on the Pixel 11, but the ultra wide angle camera and the 5x telephoto camera are the same as compared to last year. And there is an improvement in terms of zoom. It can go up to 30x as compared to 20x last year, and this is happening via image processing. Then moving on, we have faster wireless charging. It supports Qi 2.2 up to 25 watt wireless charging, and it does have Pixel Snap, which is basically like MagSafe on Pixels. And finally, we have new software features. First up, there is Rambler. Rambler is basically speech to text on steroids. It takes advantage of AI and converts speech into proper formatted text. Let me give you a demo and you will understand what I'm talking about. So here I am in Notes, and on the keyboard there is a microphone icon. As soon as I press that, Rambler will start working. Hey Sukhada, what's up? Do you want to catch up for coffee tomorrow, say at 7 PM? Actually, you know what? Make it 9 PM because I have some work at 7 PM. And let's go to Cafe Anyong. No, scratch that. Let's go to Cafe Brioso tomorrow at 9 PM. Done. And done. It has formatted that into text, so it removed all the unnecessary things in between. It is awesome, and I love the fact that it is baked into Gboard, so I can basically use it in any app. Then there are new software features for content creators, a teleprompter, something called as Magic Capture, and camera looks. I am yet to try these features. In the coming few days, I will try these features and mention about them in my day in the life video or review video. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay tuned. Now the base Pixel 11 does not get the new highlight that is available on this phone, that is the Pixel 11 Pro. So it has a new light which is RGB and has some functionality as well, but reserved only for the pros. Base variant does not get that. So that was what's new. But what about the actual experience? How does the phone actually feel in real life? See, as far as my initial impressions go, the Tensor G6 is actually performing better as compared to Tensor G5 in real life. I'll give you a couple of examples here. I set up the phone and started installing all my apps, and during this process, the phone did not heat up. Last year with the Pixel 10, during setup, the phone heat up quite a bit. So the thermal performance is definitely better this year. I also noticed that while using wireless Android Auto. With the Pixel 10, the phone would definitely get warm, but the Pixel 11 did not get warm while using wireless Android Auto. So the thermals are better and so is performance. Opening app, switching between them, using the UI, everything is super smooth. Like the phone definitely feels fast. So Google has done a good job in terms of optimizing the Tensor G6 for the Pixel 11, that is for sure. And also the camera experience has been quite good. I like the new primary camera. Here are some photo samples that I've shot. You guys let me know what do you feel about the camera in the comment section. My initial impressions about the camera are definitely positive. And finally, I want to talk about the in-display fingerprint sensor. It is working very fast and accurate despite this phone having a tempered glass installed. And that tempered glass actually gets me to the next point. Those are the things which are still not fixed with the Pixel 11. And first and foremost on that list is the display. I want to make one thing clear. The display quality is great. It is a bright and colorful AMOLED panel which looks great. But the coating on the display is the thing that I have a problem with. If you remember last year, I scratched my Pixel 10 very easily within the first hour of using the phone. Same story this year as well. I scratched the display within 30 minutes of unboxing it. Then naturally, I went to an offline store and got a tempered glass installed. Now this problem is not present on the Pixel 11 Pro, just on the base Pixel 11. I think Google needs to improve that coating or just apply a pre-installed screen protector because that is very important. Now the second complaint with the display is regarding the technology. So it has a 120Hz refresh rate which is very smooth, but by default that 120Hz is switched off. So if you end up buying this smartphone, you'll have to go into settings and enable smooth display. So definitely do that. But the refresh rate is not as dynamic as other smartphones in the similar price category. Basically the display is not LTPO. LTPO displays can go from 1Hz to 120Hz depending on what you're doing on the screen. It's high time that Google starts giving LTPO displays on the base variant as well. Also, there is no improvement in terms of the battery capacity. It is a slightly bigger battery, but I don't think it makes a huge difference. Google has a very big opportunity here. They should use silicon carbon batteries and give like 6000 or 7000 mAh batteries in the Pixel series because that would be a very good and unique point. And also wired charging is still slow as compared to other phones in the market. Now, the final point is again Tensor G6. It's pretty clear that Google is not aiming for raw performance. So if you're someone who does high-end gaming or video editing or some heavy stuff on your phone, then the Pixel is not made for you. Because raw performance of Tensor G6 is not that great. In fact, it performs like a mid-range chipset. I think you get my mindset by now. On paper, the Pixel 11 does not have big numbers, but the real-life experience somehow has got better. Google has taken a step in the right direction, like giving good and useful on-device AI features. So who should buy the Pixel 11? Because it is an expensive phone. You already know why that is happening. It is because of the global RAM and storage, issue. Pixel 11 starts at rupees 89,999. That is a lot of money for Pixel. So here's my recommendation. If you want the Pixel experience and don't want to spend a lot, then you can go for the Pixel 10 and save some money. But if you want a more polished experience and you don't mind spending some extra money, then you can go with the Pixel 11. It definitely has a polished experience. I can say that confidently. If you have any questions about the Pixel 11 or the Pixel 11 Pro, let me know in the comments below and I'll try to cover them in my upcoming videos. If you liked what you saw, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to hit that subscribe button because that would mean the world to me. My name is Harsh Punjabi and I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye bye.